Well, good morning, everyone. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to get on in here before we actually start going crazy with everything. We've got a new setup here, courtesy of Matt Chasler, getting our live stream game going a little bit quicker, or a little bit more updated, rather. And while we wait for everybody, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a pour over, because what kind of coffee chat would be complete without having some coffee? Especially when it comes to a pour-over. You know, pour-overs are one of those things that, you know, I'd always seen them, never thought they were anything special, but I also didn't understand what a French press was until I was in college. And so one day I figured, after years of doing French press, we'll go ahead and give it a try. So I started doing this whole thing. One of the coolest things about a pour-over, and I'm going to do this very gently so I don't ruin it. I don't know if y'all can actually see into there. Maybe not, but if you have a proper pour-over, that first bloom is one of the coolest things that I've ever seen in terms of coffee, just because it does this wonderful just puff up that almost looks like a fresh made crusted top brownie of sorts. And I've noticed that when I don't get that on my pour-overs, it doesn't quite work that well. So that's kind of how I've started gauging my roasting as well. If I go to do a pour-over of it and it doesn't come out right, I know something's up. Whether it be too much degassing, grinding's messed up, whatever the case may be. Too much degassing. More so improper roast somewhere. But anyway, like I said, we're going to give people a couple more minutes to come on in. I am able to see all your comments live now, along with having fixed the mirroring issue that our good friend Phil Moore was so nice to have pointed out for us. So anything y'all comment, I'll be able to see. And also when I show things to the camera, you'll actually be able to see what it looks like. I honestly wish y'all could smell this. I've got the door locked anyway. So even if you came, you couldn't smell unless you smelled cracks of the door. But still, point being, pour-over is one of the coolest things about it is the aromatics. You know, I do love myself a good French press for sure, but there's something about the whole process. You go about 150 grams of water at a time when you're doing a pour-over. Of course, that's an approximation because I'm obviously not weighing it out. But you just the aromatics that you get off of it, you're able to see the color as it drops down. It's, you know, for all that we talk about how nice it is to be able to bring y'all coffee in an easy manner where you're able to not spend all of this time. If you have the time for it, I highly recommend it. It's a nice kind of ritual. If I really had the time, I would do this every single morning and just sit there and just enjoy the whole process of getting the water heated up and getting everything else going. Let's go ahead and check everything over here. Oh, cool. We got 2 of y'all watching. Well, hello. This is almost done. We'll give just a few more minutes for everybody to get in. If y'all feel so inclined, go ahead and leave in the comments how your week's been. You know, I know this is the start of the week. But I guess in terms of last week, we do call this a Misfit Monday Debrief for a reason, because we're coming out from last week and kind of letting everybody know what all has gone on from then. So if y'all feel like letting us know what went on in your week while we're sitting here during this time, by all means, let us know. For us, I mean, without going into the actual specifics of what I plan to discuss for today, a lot of roasting. You know, we're trying to keep up with, trying. Praise the Lord, we are actually doing pretty well keeping up, just with all y'all, just all the different roasts that y'all seem to be really enjoying, businesses that are carrying our product, and just people coming in randomly wanting to try stuff. You know, it's whether it be out of a coffee cart or in here, here at Misfit HQ. You know, it's been nice to see y'all putting some pressure on to keep the coffee roasting going. So I just finished off my last cup of Sulawesi, and now I'm about to start my next cup of Sulawesi. I know, everybody's shocked, but really though, I can't get away from it, and y'all are drinking it up so quickly that I'm afraid that if I don't drink it now, I'm gonna lose my chance. So yeah, a little bit of humor in there for you. All right, well, coffee's ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour myself a cup. And y'all can watch as we go on. But with that being said, let's get some stuff out of the way. Let's get the ball rolling. So, once again, Big Bad Jon coming at you from Misfit HQ. Happy Monday, Misfits. We figured we'd just we want to keep doing this for y'all each Monday. Nothing too crazy, nothing too long. We're not poking and prodding for too much, just a couple minutes, just to be able to let y'all in on what's been going on over the last week since you last saw us come on. If you haven't been able to make it out here, if you haven't been able to make it out to one of our businesses we work with, this is just a way for us to be able to let you know what all is going on, keep you in the loop. Since, I mean, again, we are coffee of the people, by the people, and for the people. And so if y'all don't know what's going on, it makes it, you know, less of by and for the people. So we keep it all right in front of y'all. First thing we want to hit today, you might notice I got a couple extra items up here on the counter. For anyone who has come in and been able to tour the shop, you may have seen these lids, you know, sitting in the buckets where we store all of our beans. And I've, you know, the whole team and I haven't been able to stress enough just how much we love these things. They're special lids with a depressive handle on the inside, and when you press them down with your beans stored in the bucket, they evacuate all CO2, all oxygen, and keep your coffee beans, your grounds, whatever it may be, and even other food products, honestly, from going stale. Oxygen being one of the heaviest killers of coffee by oxidizing and therefore making it stale. We got those from Planetary Design, a company back when we first started and we'd ordered enough of those lids. They asked, you know, they started asked what we were doing, and one thing has led to another. Obviously, y'all have seen us carry their products all over the shop, and today we're excited to announce that they're an official partner with us here at Misfit Militia, and so you will pretty much always see, as it was and even now going forward, products of theirs on our shelves. We are going to do a Misfit Monday debrief dedicated to going through at least half of it, if not the whole video, on all their different products, but everything from coffee canister storage for your house to different kinds of mugs. Now, I kept talking about that French press, and yes, this is a French press mug. We sell these here in the shop. If you're looking to find out more about them, head on over to our store online. I know we have these up there. If you're looking to see the full run of what they have, you can go to planetarydesign.com and just kind of take a look at the products they have. There's a lot of cool features in terms of the French press itself, in terms of the same kind of sealing lid like I just showed you, just on the bottom of the cup. That way you've got one in the mug and one to go. It's, you know, it's not just the product that makes us want to work with them. They're just genuinely pleasant people to work with. I mean, just from the start, in terms of just discussing things with our business, understanding that we're small, and they haven't once balked at the lower quantities we might order, as opposed to someone else who's gonna just order a ton off the shelves. So we've got plenty to show you about all the products that they've introduced us to and that we carry, but we're just really excited, first and foremost, to announce that we are officially partnered with them. So yeah, if you got any more questions about them, either wait for the next live, or more of what I'd recommend, come on in and just ask us about it. We'll be more than happy to tell you. But on that note, get some of this coffee. I tell you, there's such different flavors that you pull out. The pipe tobacco that we've told you about in Sulawesi, the elderberry and the dried plum, those fruity notes especially come out so much more out of a pour over. It's crazy. Yeah, y'all have to come in and try it at some point. And we can help you, everything from grind size to where you can get them to all of it. We can even source it for you. It's something that we're happy to do to make it a lot easier for y'all. Alright, so for the debrief today, I'm going to bring up for y'all something a little different. Say a little different, as if we've done this 10,000 times before. I want to bring you to our website. So we've chirped and chimed about it a bit, but really the main reason we do that is there's a lot of content packed on that website. www.misfit-militia.com, or if you're lazy like me, just type in misfitmilitiacoffee.com. Both of them will bring you to the website. And we've got everything outlined from just general introductions of who the three of us are here at Misfit Militia, to just the where the store is, store hours, the products we sell, and there's going to be a lot more going up in the future. But one of the things that we've added recently is the page that I have for y'all displayed. I'm pointing over here because my screen's over here, but y'all are obviously looking at the screen, so there's no need for me to point. The Misfit Militia Coffee Misfit Businesses page. So what we designed this page for is, the whole focus of doing a small business like this, where we've taken the stance and said we're not looking to ever work with, and we're not going to work with large big box businesses, is because we understand the importance of the community. And that's the thing we want to stress most. Like, where the places that we're setting up for all the markets, we come because of y'all. It's because of the people that we're dealing with. It's y'all out in Milan, y'all here in Dyersburg, just the faces that we've seen weekend in, weekend out, even throughout the week at the Tuesday markets, the Wednesday markets, the night markets. It's y'all the people who we go to see. And so staying true to supporting that local business mindset, we've kept a thing of only working with local businesses. And so if you go to our website and find the Misfit Businesses tab on our page, what you'll see is you'll just see a list of businesses, places currently just around West Tennessee, that we work with. And it's everything from people who offer our product, our bags, our cartridges, our soap bars. It's all of those items, our apparel, hats, t-shirts, to businesses that are actually serving our coffee. And it's something we've been excited to do because it just lets us see how much of West Tennessee we've been able to connect with. I love being able to tell someone when we're out at a market or we're out in the store and people are asking about coffee or business or anything along that vein. We love being able to tell them, hey, we've got places for you to go if we're not here. And as a matter of fact, you should go work with them, because the way that the small businesses support each other is that if one small business makes something and another small business sells that something, it makes perfect sense to just have everybody go buy from the small business that's selling it and let the one selling it buy from the person manufacturing it, making it, however it goes. It keeps that small business within the smaller towns, within the even larger communities. It keeps those businesses thriving. Everybody, of course, people have things that I've heard all the time. Well, Walmart's got this, it's easier for me to go get it. Well, this place has got this, I can just go get everything in one stop. And that is true. But as we especially look at the times now, just economically where things are so tough, I know for me and for Matt Chancellor and Princess Magpul alike, there's a lot more gratification, even spending a couple extra bucks, even knowing what's going on in the world today, when you go spend that money with someone and you know that the person you're handing the money to is the person you're feeding. It's them, it's their employees, because more times than not, those are the people behind the counter. And so it just, to us, means so much more. So all of that to say, we have this page up for y'all so that you can see where you can find our offerings. We love having y'all come in and chat with us whenever we're here. I'm here most of the time. And Matt Chancellor and Princess Magpul are up here in the evenings, and then during the day when they have a chance. So there's always time to come catch us and chat, and we'd love to sell you things right from here and work that way. But understanding the impact for the community, we would encourage y'all to go to these businesses and purchase from them. You like our product? Support both of us. Support the people who trusted us, and then thereby supporting us. So what I want to do is just want to run through a couple of these businesses. So if you kind of scroll through that page, we're going to, real quick, I'm just going to jump back here, take this down for a second, because I want to make sure I haven't missed any comments from y'all. And if not, we just come right back. Perfect. All right, so we're coming right back. Ta-da! I love this. I know I said it was kind of awkward talking to a camera at first, but it kind of grows on you. All right, so going through our businesses, you'll see it's a pretty easy to read layout. So we just got all of our businesses listed here. Tells you the name of the business, tells you the town that they're in. If there's multiple towns, then you'll see them all listed. we like to give a brief description of just not just what we're finding online, while that is oftentimes what we pull. Each of these businesses we've actually sat and talked with. At least one, if not all of us, have talked with these people. We've gotten to see their personalities, the things they stand for, like the things that motivate them as a business. And so we like to make the descriptions fitting to that, so that when you're looking on here, you're not just seeing a stock, though again, a lot of it is off of their Facebook pages. You're not just seeing a stock thing. If we put the description up there, it's because we agree with, have seen, and know that to be the true form of the business. I do want to go ahead and shout these businesses out now, and that's the main purpose of our debrief today. Why? Because some of these businesses have started with us since the very beginning. Before we had any presence at all in any of West Tennessee. Some of these people were putting their time and their effort and their money into us to show us support. And so now that we have a way to reach y'all, now that we have a larger following, we want to make sure that the first people to get support are them. So just scrolling through here, right off the top. First, I want to touch on to West Tennessee Vapors. Main site in Dyersburg, site in Brownsville, site in Jackson. The family running this business, they are very, very close friends of ours. And when I talk about people who were there from the start, they were there before the start. Had God not used them to discuss with us just the concepts of a small business, the do's and don'ts, even everything as y'all know, our headquarters, Misfit HQ, is right back here in back of their Dyersburg location. If it had not been for them, Misfit Militia might not have ever started. We've had an eternal amount of gratitude to them just for all they've poured into us in time, in effort. I'm sure y'all remember the beginning days before anyone knew who we were, where we were set up right in the vape shop here in Dyersburg, right up front next to the pillar, just asking people if they wanted to try coffee. And it's we love all y'all here, because it's y'all who came and tried that first day have been some of our biggest supporters since the start. I could start rattling off names. I'd be here for an extra 10 minutes just from people that we know, that we've met. But so West Tennessee Vapors, people who are truly dedicated to getting people away from the harm of cigarette smoke and getting them into a healthier lifestyle that has been scientifically proven through vaping. They've been some of our biggest supporters. They, all three of their locations sell all of our apparel, our hats and our shirts. They sell our bars of soap. They've got our coffee cartridges. They have our bags of coffee. And then here in Dyersburg, as many of y'all know, we'll brew you up a cup here too. So you've got plenty of ground covered between the three of their locations, that if you're out somewhere and you really need us and you can't find us, just roll the dice, pick one of their locations, go in and get it from there. Next would be Cypress Creek Outdoors. They were another one who, shortly after we started, they went ahead and invested into us, ordering just enough to line their shelves. And they loved the coffee, they loved the concept, they loved the product. And I remember sitting there and talking with them the first day, and they had said, something local like this that is the way it is something we want to get in behind, and we don't want to miss it. So we've again been eternally grateful to them as well. They're right here down the road in Dyersburg as well. And this is where we help you with the convenience. If you are in Cypress Creek, as many of us are, for any reason at all, you can stop in and get yourself some coffee. Again, they've got our bags, they've got our cartridges. So stop on in and give it a look. So moving on down the line here, Gigi's Coffee Company, another one. They're West Tennessee Vapors, Cypress Creek, and Gigi's Coffee. I mean, these are our OG3, as the young kids would say, because apparently I'm not that young anymore. Someone's mad at me now, I know, because I said that. But really, they also started out with us way early on, before we had any coffee shops, before we had anyone who was willing to brew our coffee to the extent that they do. Daily, day in and day out, our coffee, our espresso, meeting their whole family. It was neat the first day, where we came in and we just sat and we talked, and we said, look, this is what we can do, this is what y'all can do, and we want to work together. and it's been a wonderful partnership since. I don't know if y'all have followed them at all on their Facebook page. They've actually, announced a new brewing side to their business. They've started making smash burgers. Espresso from us has been free flowing through them for, actually, if y'all saw our post, it's just hit a year that we've been working with them, and that was just crazy to see. So if you're out in Ripley, then they are the place that we will always be at when we're out in Ripley, and they're the place that we recommend y'all go. We've had their smash burgers that they've started doing, phenomenal. We may or may not have gotten to sneak peek some other things that are also delicious, and again, the way they brew their coffee, we worked with them hand to hand, figuring out the best way for them to get the optimal flavor and everything out of their espresso and their coffee. And it makes me smile as the coffee sommelier of the business that I can brew a cup here and I can go there and brew a cup and it's not in a Keurig, so it's not all regulated and controlled. It's up to the user, and they nail the coffee every time. They nail the espresso every time. One of the easiest quality partnerships I think we'll ever have. So Gigi's Coffee Company out in Ripley, definitely go out and visit them. The Range USA in Jackson, another one, just phenomenal. One of our first getting into Jackson. The team out there, Chip, Lisa, just such good friends of ours as we've come to meet them and know them more. Always pleasant, smiles when we walk in the door. You can hear their smiles through the phone. Just a real true faith-based man Chip is too. It's they're people who align with us. We've got some cig lovers out there, which is obviously near and dear to our hearts. They carry all of our product as well for at least the coffee offerings. They do our coffee bags. They do our cartridges. So you'll find them out there as well. You head on out there. I mean, who needs an excuse to go to a gun range? But now you got another one because there's coffee. So definitely go out and give them a shout. And so as we're going through this, understand anytime we add to this Misfit Businesses page, I'm not going to make y'all listen to me give the same spiel over again. I know, that's a lot. But we got some ground to cover, so I'm going to cover them all now that we get out of the way. Scott's Pizza and Kitchen. So they're out in Trenton. And this has been a fun one to start. They're just getting started with working with our coffee. Scott out there, true Vienna meats dealer. I've never seen just a general, restaurant eatery of that style this excited for coffee before. It's the kind of people that when the three of us have sat back and gone, what do we want this person to act like? How excited do we want them to be? It's him and his team. They have the level of excitement. We'll be heading out there very shortly because, as this is new, three of us are already planning a trip back there to go try their food because they do the true thin crust Chicago style pizzas. They just do a lot of real good food, like I mentioned, the Vienna meats, and then they've got a lot in the works for our coffee. So y'all out even in the Milan area, in the Trenton area, y'all head on over to them because it's a pretty cool place. Community Cafe out in Jackson. Been working with them for a while too. They've been a lot of fun. The whole premise behind their business, I think, is the thing that blows me away. Is that it's all the whole business was founded on the concept that nobody should go without a good meal. So if you're willing to come in and work, you're able to come in and eat. If you're low on finances, if you just need a meal and you can't shell out the money to get it at the moment, because we've all been there, especially right now, we get it. They'll let you come in and work for your food. And while I was there meeting with them and doing a coffee tasting the first time, the gentleman came in, and I thought to myself, well, we'll get to see how the concept proves, and they proved it true. Gentleman came in, expressed he wanted a meal. He went around, cleaned for, I think, 20 minutes, got himself a meal. Other folks who are doing just fine willingly come in and they give the recommended donations for their food. And the business has been running for over 10 years now, and all the staff are just friendly as could be. Amy Crenshaw running it out there, just wonderful, wonderful staff. Austin, the head cook, just a guy I genuinely enjoy going and sitting and chatting with. Definitely, you're out in Jackson, you need a bite to eat. I mean, you go, they've got our coffee free flowing, and you just get yourself some food. Phenomenal food out there. The alleyway station in Halls would be next, and honestly, I just love the look of the place. It's got that retro style kind of garage look to it. First thing I had from there was a burger, and it was just, it was phenomenal. It was that, if you know us at all, the three of us are real health conscious, and so we're not ones to go for real greasy food. This was like the perfect middle ground. Just enough grease for flavor, not too much to where you feel like you're exploding at the end. Phenomenal food. They do our coffee. They serve espresso from us as well. Definitely worth a shot for them. Two more here. So Choctaw Nutrition out in New Bern. First nutrition business we've been able to work with, and it's a pretty neat thing because there's a lot of lack for coffee in the nutrition world. And so it made me happy to see that someone took that much pride in their coffee that they wanted something locally sourced and good. So they serve our coffee out there as they're offering. They have our cartridges that they brew for you, and as you've seen from us out in coffee carts in the morning, at the farmers markets all year long, you get the same quality. Except if we're talking my pour over here, because that's a wonderful delight in its own. But you get the same delicious coffee, and they've been doing great with that. And then last but not least, Bonbons out in Milan. So again, shout out to y'all in Milan. Y'all are a newfound love for us. We really loved seeing y'all last year. This year's been no different, but even more so. Just the friends we've made, even from being almost an hour away. And so now we have a place where y'all can have our coffee served to you as well. So Bonbons is just a small local coffee shop out there, run by a wonderful woman and her family, and she puts all of the everything that she's got into that business, and it shows. You see her, and she always has a smile on her face even when she's tired. But she puts everything into it. Makes a lot of the food, like a lot of the desserts and whatnot herself. She's got a full back bar of flavorings if that's what you go for in your coffee. She does it with all different kinds of drinks as well. So you cannot go wrong going there. So with that being said, now y'all get to see my lovely face again. Let's go ahead and check on y'all in the comments, see if anybody said anything. So yes, I was correct. Someone was mad that I said it, and to you I say, Miss Irwin, you're welcome. And then Phil just thumbs up in the coffee, which we greatly appreciate. We know just how much you love it. We'll have more to say on that in the future. Last thing we want to hit on in terms of updates is our coffee cart. So we really have enjoyed seeing y'all out there each day, each morning, whether it's one of y'all that come or whether we've got 7. It's always or even more, because we've had days where we go through even more than that. And it just, we love being able to catch y'all in the morning. One thing that I've noticed is that with all the hustle and bustle that everybody's running around, there's something to be said about someone being able to stop and just take 5 minutes to discuss what's going on over a cup of coffee. What's going on with their morning, what's been going on with their week. We've really enjoyed it. Y'all have seen 3 of us out there, whether it's 3, 2, or 1 of us. Y'all see us out there, and we get to ask you how your day's going. We're getting to learn the drinks that you like each day. We're getting to see all of that. New camera's nice. Okay, we will definitely check the microphone. So and y'all are booing me in the comments. Man, I'm gonna get fired for this one. So I may as well enjoy the coffee while I'm waiting for that. But now with the coffee cart, we want more of y'all's feedback though. So we've got chances to set up down at the sports complex down the road. We've got chances to set up outside of Roy Boys in the mornings. And we're looking to see what y'all think. Again, we are of the people, by the people, and for the people. So we're going to keep asking you questions, not because we're indecisive, but because we want to know what you want. If y'all are happy with us setting up where we are, right outside West Tennessee Vapors, Dyersburg every morning, we'll be there. If you want to see us jump around a little bit, if there's a spot that fits your commute more, you'll let us know. If it's none of these places, if you want us to bring the cart to your business, if there's just a different place in general that you would like us to set up, go ahead and let us know. Drop it in the comments, shoot us a message, pull one of us aside and just yell and scream at us. And we'll give you some coffee, we'll talk about it. But really, just wherever y'all would find it best to meet the commute you've got, to meet the time frame that you have to stop in, y'all just let us know, and we'll be more than happy to do that. And especially for the People Fridays. Now, those we will probably keep out here at West Tennessee Vapors, just because we have partnered with them, that we keep that going for y'all all day long. Again, inside of the vape shop, if you come into the Dyersburg location, then the $2 cups, whether you add cream or flavor or nothing, for the warmer months, if you want the iced coffee, if you want it hot, you know the prices vary, but on Fridays, it's for the people. We want you to keep your paychecks, so it stays at $2. Never thought I'd have to remind myself to stop and drink coffee. So we got people asking for decaf. And yes, we do have decaf. We have it on request, typically. We have started to carry it more, especially for the night drinkers. For a lot of people who've mentioned issues, just whether it's heart problems or anything else that makes it to where they can only handle small amounts of caffeine, we do have a Mexican decaf roast. And I'm glad that question was asked, because the thing I want to highlight there as well is that there are a lot of decaffeination processes. And yes, it is true, there's no such thing as 100% decaf. There's always going to be a slight amount. But for the scientifically inclined, you know that there, for whatever reason, is a difference between 99.9 and 99.9999. It does make a difference. What we focus on for decaf, because we realized that if someone's going to do decaf, as much as we all say decaf is a sin, if someone's going to do it, we should. Why? Because we are taking the time to give you properly roasted coffee, and it's not going to be burnt and bitter. And if you can't handle the caffeine, you should at least be able to enjoy the coffee the way that you can. So we have not just made it to where it is a good cup of decaf coffee, but we've made it to where it's chemical free. So there aren't many processes for decaffeination that don't involve some kind of chemical. There are two that we've been made aware of, and the one that we have sourced for this batch is a stone wash method out of Mexico. They wash over and over to make sure that they get it out the way they do it without introducing any chemicals into it. Feel free to go look into that. Feel free to come ask me about it if you'd like, because if you know me about talking about anything specific like that, I'll go on for way longer than y'all are going to stay here and watch a live. But that is an option for y'all. We do have decaf, and we do now keep it out with us at the cart. So all you gotta do is come up and ask. We had someone ask for it last week, and since then we've made sure that we have it in our ammo canisters. Our cartridges are there. The decaf. That was a weird way to word that, but there you go. All right. So we've covered our partners. We've covered Planetary Design. We've covered them again. Big shout out to them just for everything that we've been able to do with them so far. I'm sure y'all have, real quick on that note, I'm sure y'all have by now seen the beautiful engraving job that they got done for us for their Brew Trek mugs. Mug I'm drinking out of here is their the Ethos mug that they sell as well. For those of y'all who have liked this design, and for those of y'all who have been asking, hey, when are you going to get that in bigger cup? We are looking into now getting these 12-ounce tumblers in a bigger size. They're just nice. You're running out the door. You want to take something. You don't want to. Maybe French press, as much as you love it, just isn't the thing all the time. Maybe you like using your Keurig. Maybe you want to do a pour over and you don't want to have the stem from the French press. These are just beautiful mugs to use. We've the beautiful thing of partnering with Planetary Design is we get samples of everything first. So I've been trialing a lot of these things for months, and all of us have, before we actually carry them. And these mugs, I was iffy at first. I didn't know what I was going to think of them, because after seeing stuff like a French press mug, why would I want something small that doesn't have an extra bell and whistle? That's because it does the job that it should do well. It keeps your coffee piping hot. It keeps it hot for hours. And it's kind of just that perfect size. Having a 12-ounce travel mug like this that fits into every cup holder is small enough to tuck where needed. Nice and easy. So we are actually taking pre-orders for these as well, because we've already got it to where we just gotta hit the go button on it, and we'll be getting these with our emblem engraved on them, and we'll have them here. Pre-orders are gonna be running $30 for the mugs, and so y'all go ahead and reach out to us if you think you want one. Let us know in the comments. But for that, we would also ask that you shoot us specifically a message to the business page, or jump on the website and do it. Again, our website's got a lot of detail on it. These will be up on there once we have them in and ready to go. But however y'all want to do it, stopping in, Facebook page, shooting us a message on the website, you just let us know. We're excited because people have loved these, and even I have been saying, man, I really just want to get a bigger one. We just wanted to make sure that y'all love them enough. You've shown us that you do, and so that's something that we're thinking we're going to do. Thank you, Phil. So I would agree. For someone who doesn't drink decaf, I do think our decaf is actually very good. It's still a very smooth cup. I miss my caffeine in the cup. There's just something to where I know it's not there. But I've also had, shameful to admit, I know, I had a stint in about 3 weeks when I was younger that I went to decaf. I know, don't shoot me. We were all young and dumb at some point. I'm kidding, as I just said, some people need it. But it stands out far beyond the decaf that I was used to. It's just because it's got no caffeine doesn't mean it doesn't need the expertise in roasting. Alright, so I think that pretty much covers everything. For those of y'all who tuned in and been leaving comments, whether you've been heckling me or not, we really appreciate it. And we'll even shout you out, Phil, Angeline, and Kayla, thank you for tuning in and leaving some comments. And with that, I will see y'all next week, Monday. We're looking to keep this about noon every day, with a couple extra minutes before that, just to let people come in and watch me brew up some coffee, which I'm going to let y'all see me taking one more sip of it. Because, man, is it good. Alright, well, with that, we'll wrap that up, and all I have left to say is stay safe, stay free, and stay caffeinated, Misfits.